So you've picked up a Rane 4 and you're looking for some tips? Stay tuned to this video as I cover the top 5 advanced tips for the Rane 4. My name is Kong, and if this is your first time visiting my channel, I'd like to welcome you and hope you find the information here useful. I've had my Rane 4 for a couple of months and I have enjoyed using it. The reality is most of the tips here in this video can be found in the manual, but I hope to save you some time. So without further ado, let's get started. Straight out the box, the crossfader is okay. For me, I wanted the cut-in distance to be a lot sharper, so the first thing I did was went into the settings to change that. The cut-in is how far you have to move the crossfader before sound comes out, so the first thing you need to do is hold shift and press the hardware software effects button or the menu button. Once you select crossover, you have the ability to change the cut-in for the left and the right side of your crossfader. If you feel like your scratches are not clean enough, I would start by making small adjustments to the cut-in on each side. Continue to test it out until you can dial in your preferred cut-in distance. Needless to say, don't forget to set the slope to the sharpest setting. And if worse comes to worse and you forget where you was at, you can simply reset to the default in the menu. Tip number 2 is my personal favorite, so I enjoy using flip in most of my sets. I'll be the first to admit that the control over the flip feature is not as good on this controller, but I'm no stranger to doing MIDI controls and setups, so if I needed to, I can make some changes there, but for the sake of this video, let's cover the default functionality. But if you want help with that or interested in that, hit me down in the comment section and let me know you want to see a video about that. So when you're ready to record, all you have to do is hit the left parameter button. By hitting the hot cues or the sensor button, that will initiate the recording. To stop the recording, all you have to do is hit the right parameter button. This button is also used to activate or turn on the loop feature of the flip. Bear in mind that this feature is only available if you have the flip expansion. Tip number 3 is for silent cue. It seems like this is a popular feature amongst DJs, and I definitely want to show you a better way of implementing it on the Rane 4. This tip is a little bit more involved, but I think if you do utilize silent cue, this will be very helpful for you. The default configuration of this setting will have you hold the shift button and hit the reverse button on the controller. I think as a better use case, I would probably say changing over the vinyl button, so holding shift and hitting the vinyl button will activate silent cue. The vinyl button is designated to disable the scratch functionality of your platter. So when you deactivate it, all you can do on the top of the jog wheel is just nudge it, push forward time, or pull it backward. This function is similar to just using the side of the platter to nudge your track. I will recommend navigating the settings and clicking on the MIDI tab. Once you've clicked on that, click on the Rane 4 and make sure you check the box that says Allow Serato Hardware Remapping. From here, you will exit out of the settings and go ahead and turn on your MIDI controls at the top of Serato. Here, you'll navigate down to the silent cue button and you'll reassign that to the vinyl button. So hold shift and hit the vinyl button on the top of the controller. Make sure you do this for both decks, so make sure you do it on the corresponding decks. When you're done, make sure you jump back into your MIDI settings to save your configuration. That's as easy as hitting the save button and just naming your configuration. Tip number 4 will be Scratch Bank. This is another popular feature on the controller, and I'm pretty sure you've used it at some point in time. But I bet you've wondered, how do I revert back to the original track that I was playing before I wanted to add lib or add some scratches in? So that's going to be pretty easy. If you were not aware, you can hit the hot cue button and jump around in the Scratch Bank sample. But if you switch back to the Scratch Bank and hold shift and hit any one of the hotkeys, it will take you back to the original track that you had loaded. And last but not least, tip number 5, which is your mic settings. So the Rane 4 has a lot of great options and features in the mic settings area. So all you have to do is hold shift and hit the hardware, software, FX button as well as menu. That'll bring you to your microphone settings, so you get the opportunity to set up your echo feedback, talk over hold, whether or not you want the audio to go to your booth, to your headphones, or if you just wanted to go to your computer. Now that we've covered the top 5 tips, I have a few honorable mentions. That's to include the wheel display and how to factory reset your FX as well as the controller itself. So let's start off by holding the shift button and hitting the menu button. This will allow you to navigate down to the wheel display. Within this menu, you can turn off the wheel marker in addition to changing the time to remaining or elapsed time. If you back out the wheel display menu, you'll also see the options to reset your effects, as well as factory reset the whole controller. If you haven't already, check out my short on how to change the built-in effects on the Rane 4. I'll leave a marker in the top right corner of this video here. So this section will be helpful if you do need to reset your effects if you've configured all of the buttons to be different from factory. And that's pretty much it. Thank you for taking the time to check out this video. I hope these tips were helpful. If you have any other tips, please feel free to share them down there in the comment section. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comment section as well. If you are considering purchasing a Rane 4, please use the link below in the description. It will help support the channel and continue to bring great videos like this one here. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and check us out at the website at www.xfaders.com.